If the billionaires at Wall Street can get billions for the mess they made and get bailed out, then we don't need band-aids of 38 million, 28 million. We need numbers like billions. Period.
What is the role and the responsibility of government, especially when it comes to ensuring that we have clean air, clean water, and clean food? But let me talk about water for a moment. Flint, Michigan. Hopefully we are all old enough to remember the contamination of the water in Flint, Michigan that put 100,000 residents in peril. And peril is the right word. In danger is the right word, because water is life. The majority of those residents are Black. And so the cavalier attitude, the we don't give a damn what happens to these people, is very much linked to class and caste, meaning they're poor and they're Black. So poor people from all walks of life, and then the extra on it is Black. And so Governor Snyder and his minions decided that they just did not give a damn. They are still dealing with the repercussions and consequences of government's inaction when it comes to ensuring that people have clean water. And I just want to make sure that all hearts and minds are clear on this. In 2014, the water supply in Flint was changed from Lake Huron to the Flint River. It was discovered that lots of lead and, lead, poison. And we know that what lead poisoning can do to children, particularly in terms of their developmental progress. It could hurt children for a lifetime. But people were poisoned in Flint, Michigan because of this change.
And I just talked to a mother who said that she has a kid who was very bright, did schoolwork really, really well. And in the last 2 years, she has seen her child's ability to do schoolwork markedly deteriorate. Can you imagine being a mother, seeing your own baby's, your own child's intellectual development deteriorate in front of your very eyes?
And it was just such a cavalier attitude taken about the crisis that these people face. This was a man-made or human-made disaster. And so when human beings create disaster, human beings have an obligation, i.e. the government, to fix it. So not only the lead, but Legionnaire's disease, some people died. Just imagine living in Flint, Michigan and not knowing whether or not you were going to have clean water. And people use this, some of you may remember, as a political football. All the presidential candidates promised to do something about it. I was on Senator Sanders' presidential campaign at that time, and when we went into Flint, and to hear the cries of the people that suffering, and that government was not ameliorating that suffering immediately.
It is beyond my comprehension that in the year 2016, in the United States of America, we are poisoning our children.
How is it? It's just like somebody saying, you ain't gonna have air. Guess what? We're gonna die. And if you don't have clean water, you will die too. And the reason why this Flint, Michigan water crisis, that is still a crisis to this day, is relevant to all of us, because it could be any of us. It could be a city near you, a town near you, where government creates this obscene crisis, and then government does not respond. There is something wrong. And Flint is simply the canary in the coal mine.
But if the local government cannot protect those children, if the state government cannot protect those children, then the federal government better get in and do the right thing.
So since 2014, certainly investigations have taken place, court proceedings have taken place, but the bottom line is that the system is moving way too slow. The federal government has invested money, but from my conversations with people in Flint, that money coming down from on high does not necessarily get to the people in a timely fashion to be able to ameliorate an immediate crisis. The latest court case, because Snyder and company have just gotten off scot-free. The latest court case, which a mistrial was declared in that case, was a lawsuit that was filed against the engineering firms that were involved in this. And so a mistrial has been declared in that particular case. and we're going to see what's going to come of it. The reason why we can never let Flint go is because it's not just Flint, Michigan. As I said, Flint, Michigan is just a canary in the coal mine, but there were many studies, obviously, but there's a Rutgers University study that was done that really revealed that there are 3,000 other, and that number has probably increased since they did the study, but at the time, 3,000 other places in the United States of America where the lead levels are higher even than Flint. So we have an environmental crisis on our hands of epic proportions, especially when it comes to food, water, and air. So what are some of the things that we can do to be good neighbors, if you will, to be good community citizens when it comes to this? First of all, we can never let Flint die. It is the battle cry to continue to push for clean water in the United States of America. The federal government needs to invest even more. You want to talk about a total reconstruction, if you will. Too many cities like Flint, like Cleveland, and other older industrialized cities, the pipes underground are just too old. The water lines are too old. And it is time for that kind of robust investment to happen all over the country, from the federal level to the state level, but the feds in particular. What is our social contract one to another? I mean, how can we be a hegemonic nation and not even take care of the basics? Come to an agreement that has nothing to do with political affiliation about what people deserve. And damn it, on the base level, we talk about the basics here. We ain't even talking about bells and whistles. On a base level, every man, woman, and child deserves, every person, every human being deserves clean air, clean water, and clean food. And anything less should be unacceptable. So we got a lot of work to do. Please stand in solidarity with our sisters and brothers and our family and friends in Flint, Michigan, because but by the grace of God, there go any of us. And trust me, if it is happening to them, and it is happening all over the country, whether it's the water, whether it's the food, or whether it is the soil, we have an obligation to make sure that the base needs, things that you need to live, are taken care of in the United States of America. Flint, Michigan, we with you, baby. The citizens of Flint, Michigan, we with you. At TYT, we with you, baby.